Hey, welcome back guys. So got something new to show you here today. This is a little different than what I usually do, but this is the Ballistic battle spear replica, and I will get into how I built this here in just a little bit, but first let's get into some of the history about it. So like I said, this is a ballistic battle spear, and by ballistic I mean the end of it turns and comes off, and you can actually insert a shotgun shell in that part of it, and when it's put back in here there is a fixed firing pin down inside of there. You're probably not going to be able to see it. I'll go ahead and take that back out. But when it's reinserted and then thrust at something, not only do you have the impalement of the spear, but you also have the giant shotgun blast as well to create extra damage. So although these aren't used anymore in today's day and age, they do have a pretty rich history. These were used by ninjas back in the 1200s. Ninjas commonly are known to carry swords, but they were also known to carry spears, and they would keep about 7 or 8 of these on their back at all times. Now I just want to clear up a misconception about ninjas. If you don't know anything about ninjas, they're basically the equivalent of today's special forces. And although ninjas are most commonly known to be Asian, with findings like this, we can know by these type of weapons that they carried that they were actually Chinese. And the reason we know that is because of the shotgun shells that are inserted in this. And we all know that Chinese were the first to invent gunpowder. So that is how we know ninjas are actually Chinese. So back in the 12th and 13th centuries, China was having a big problem with Somali pirates attacking their coastland, and so ninjas would take these spears and they would go on secret missions, usually just one person at a time for stealth reasons, and if they were killed, it kept their casualty rate low. So they would take these spears and they would board pirate ships and basically take out the captain of the ship, and therefore if they could take out the captain, it would basically render the rest of the crew useless. And this idea worked really well, because if one of the crewmates actually witnessed the assassination take place, the ninja could then just grab another spear off his back, turn this, and these double as what are more commonly known as throwing stars. But this is kind of what the original throwing star looked like. And they would just take the head of the spear off, and then they could just reach out a little bit further with one of these. This also served a very important purpose during the training process of ninjas. Everyone enrolled in the training to become a ninja would basically split into 2 teams, similar to today's sport, football, and the majority of the team would run out, and one of the ninjas, the trainers, would throw this to whichever ninja he thought was open, and they would either catch it or they would miss. And this turned out to be very effective because it also did away with that awkwardness of an instructor having to go up to a ninja and saying, you know, you didn't quite qualify to become a ninja, because for those who weren't good at the sport, they were basically impaled and then shot by a shotgun round. and therefore did not complete the training. So It served two purposes. One, to weed out who would not, those who wouldn't be able to qualify, but then for those who were talented enough to be able to catch this, it increased their skill level. It's unfortunate that there's so much good history that's just been lost forever that nobody knows about. I'm surprised Forgotten Weapons hasn't done a video on this. They must have forgot. But anyway, we'll go over real quick how I built this. Okay, so let's get into the build of this thing. This is a handcrafted, alright, enough joking. This is a broom handle, and this piece is 1-inch black pipe. This part is 3/4 inch black pipe. And basically you can see these 4 plug welds here. Those are holding just a small section of solid metal in here, which has a fixed firing pin. So when you insert the shotgun shell, basically this little slot, you can see that part is grooved down to just to leave enough space so where the spearhead makes an impact, it shoves it in further and then hits the primer on the firing pin down there. Just ran a bolt through there to hold the handle on. And the spearhead it's actually pretty thick. It's probably 1/4 inch steel. And I ground, you can see where the shot shell comes out, I ground it down to make it kind of a sharp edge there, basically, so the shot shell wasn't coming out and just hitting a blunt end of 1/4 inch steel. So I kind of made it, you know, towards the shot shell, if this is sitting like this, the shot shell comes out and kind of diverts to one side or the other. So anyway, and then obviously just kind of ground the edges down to make it kind of sharp, but it's whatever. Welded just a little nub there to go in the groove when it's inserted, and then turns and locks in place. So anyway guys, I wanted to do the testing of this in the same video, but it is ridiculously cold outside and the camera battery would just die within a couple of minutes. So I will, it's supposed to warm up this coming weekend, and so I'll try to get the test video done then. But yeah, it's pretty cool. We were just eating dinner one day and I kind of got thinking about those exploding arrow tips, and I was like, I wonder what that would be like on a spear. So it didn't take very long to build, just like an hour or two. So alright guys, thanks so much for watching, and we will see you next video. Be safe out there guys.